So can you convince me why I should be Democrat? Like genuine. I just can't see enough to stand with. So abortions have gone up, right? That's cool. That's awesome. What else?
It's awesome that abortions went up.
No, wait. No, it's not awesome. I'm
More
sorry.
W,
That's
more
actually
abortion. Let's
terrible.
go. W
No, that's awesome
abortion.
that. Well, I
Love
know
to see
you're
it.
for
Love to see
abortion,
it. Can we get some
obviously.
W's for abortion in the chat? W
Yo, Parker,
abortion.
you're a funny ass dude. I can't lie. You're a funny ass dude. Loki, I've seen you. I low key thought like this guy pisses me off, but you're a funny ass dude. Actually talking to you one on one, you're actually pretty chill.
All right,
No
keep going with
glaze,
what you're
no,
saying.
no glaze, no glaze. But
No,
like,
all I was hearing was you glazing me, bro. That's crazy.
dude,
This guy is glazing me, bro. Go
this
ahead,
guy is
continue.
elevated, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, so
I'm not enough.
but yeah, convince me. As to besides abortion, what should why should I vote for Democrat? Is it more like Democrat is a socialist party?
What?
Is are Democrats more socialist or what are they?
No, I would say that they're liberal.
They're more liberal. Okay, so W guessed. I'm finally winning them over. So yeah, like what about Democrats stand like makes you vote for Democrats? Just like so you said the advocating for just natural human rights.
Yeah, that they want to expand access to healthcare, childcare, housing affordability, education rights. They're pro-choice. They're more anti-war. They want to focus more on like American citizens. There's countless things I can bring up. They don't want to do tax cuts for the rich and wealthy at the expense of the working class. They are
Mm-hmm.
better with the debt and the deficit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the pro-abortion part I just can't get behind. And that's okay for us to disagree with. My whole point is that regardless of if it's alive or not, I still think it is a human life. It's still like my cousin has gone through that personally, and to see her go through that, it's like terrible, right?
So
Because
like,
she
aren't
did.
those things preferable? Like everything I just said. Like, why don't you align with that?
Why don't tax cuts? Didn't tax cuts go down under Trump, or am I
Or
tweaking?
he actually increased taxes.
He did increase
He did
taxes.
tax cuts for the richest Americans though. So he imposed taxes by imposing tariffs. Harris would have done tax cuts, but for working class people and lower income individuals by imposing an increase in the child tax credit, the housing tax credit, and a tax deductible for small businesses in the first year of them starting out. So she was like actually going to do policies to reduce taxes for working class people, whereas Trump's policies disproportionately help the rich and wealthy.
What an asshole, dude.
You don't support Trump, Rudy.
Sorry, what'd you say? I got a call.
I don't think you support Trump.
I do honestly.
I think we're convincing you. I think that you actually align with our values. You just didn't know it. Rudy, you there? He's getting spam called. Hey, whatever friend that's spam calling him, can you stop being a dick for a second? Can whatever
I
friend that's
apologize.
spam
I
calling
got a
him,
phone
please
call.
stop?
I got a phone call. I apologize. I got a phone call.
Yeah, so like why aren't you woke, bro? Why aren't you a liberal? Why aren't you a Democrat, bro?
Why aren't I woke? I don't know. There are a lot of woke things that I don't like. Can I be honest? This whole like, I feel like wokes are very astrology. Wokeness is very astrology. I don't like astrology. Look, if you look at the Lindsay Clancy comments, people are saying
Hey, dude,
people are saying her
I don't
husband
think
murdered her because
I don't think
he's like a
astrology
Leo.
has any prediction power.
Dude, I swear that. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so
I'm sorry. I just heard. Do you support
so
first
given that
vasectomies or just?
hey, dude, what about my perspective do you disagree with? It sounds like you agree with me.
I agree with you on some things. I don't agree with you on abortion, but I agree with you on some things.
What do you disagree with me on outside of abortion?
Immigration for sure. I understand that it is a long process and that there are some cases that due process has for sure been violated, but I do feel like there are, like, we can't lie, there are immigrants that are threats to the country. Like that's
Of course, you can acknowledge that, but you have to acknowledge that that's a vast minority of individuals.
I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of people. So I saw this clip where this guy was getting picked up and there was people outside in the neighborhood like protesting it, and he was actually like a registered sex offender. You know what I mean? Like people are protesting a sex offender getting deported by ICE. Like this is
No,
crazy.
they're not intentfully doing that. Now, let me ask you this question.
What's up?
You don't think you should be protecting violent sex offenders, right?
I understand. Okay, see now you're bringing up your point. Yeah, I understand this point you're bringing up. I've seen many clips of you doing this.
Maybe you should be protesting in support of violent sex offenders. Sir, you're protesting in support of a violent sex offender right now, sir.
You're right, Parker. You know, fuck that guy too. But honestly, I think he would have done better than Kamala. But still, like, fuck that guy. Like,
Okay, so you would still vote for the violent sex offender knowing that they're a violent sex offender. So you're protesting in support of a violent sex offender after condemning protesting in support of a violent sex offender.
I would not vote for Kamala. No.
So you would vote for a violent sex offender.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it. Wait, listen, right? Rudy wants to be Parker. Parker, I want to be you, supposedly. Where was the violence? Is someone is saying.
Stop reading the chat.
What?
Dude.
You read the chat?
Yeah, because I'm the fucking host of the stream. Okay? You're a guest on the stream, my guy. You're focused right now on the chat rather than the debate.
No, I'm focused on both, I promise you.
How about
no
this?
one will ever be with you. What does that mean?
Rudy?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold down on the screen, click clear display. If you don't do that, I'm going to kick you.
Okay. All right. I did it. It's gone.
All right.
Okay.
What were we last just talking about, Rudy?
Would I vote for that violent sex offender?
Yeah. And your argument was yes?
Yes, it was. If I had it. Wait, listen. If I had to go.
Why the fuck would you do that, sir?
If I had to go Kamala versus Trump, I would vote Trump. If you brought up a better Democrat, like nominee candidate, then I might vote Democrat. But right now, I would have to vote Trump just because, again, like DEI, I still don't agree with.
But you couldn't tell me a single DEI policy of hers that you disagree with, sir.
I thought I did.
Why can no person who ever disagrees with DEI ever tell us what specific DEI policy they disagree with?
Oh, you know what there was? Actually, my very educated brother told me about this. He said that there was a plan where Kamala
your brother
planned to
debate
get...
me?
No, wait. Let me hear this out. Let me say this. Where Kamala planned to give out,
Kamala.
millions of dollars? Kamala?
Yeah, just say Harris.
Kamala. Okay, Harris. Where Harris just was going to give out million or millions of dollars, one or the other, to small black businesses. Why not give it to small businesses of minorities, Why just black? That's not, equality to me. That's kind of, hey, you went through this 150 years ago, so I'm going to give you this, What does that have to do? Like, how does that...
Sir, you act like the impacts that are downstream of racism are 150 years ago and not recently. Plus, this isn't
but
DEI.
I'm saying that's a main part. That's a main
what you're
part
referencing specifically is just like helping out racial inequities and disparities that exist within our system because of downstream effects of redlining, slavery, Jim Crow laws, and all those generational impacts that negatively impact people. Plus, systemic racism still impacts people who are black still to this day because of these downstream impacts, okay? Which are still prevalent within our society. So the fact that you don't acknowledge these things is the very problem in of itself. So the fact that we're responding to these things isn't a problem. It's not against equality or against equity. It's in support of equality, in support of equity.
So you think you do believe in reparations then?
Absolutely.
Or at least I'm sorry, reparations, because a lot of
tell me why this country gave reparations to the people who owned people as slaves, but did not to the people who were enslaved themselves.
Are you talking about the white people?
Yeah, explain to me why the slave owners were the ones that were given money for what they had lost. But the people who were enslaved were not given just payment for what they had lost. They were not given the payment that they do deserved. You have to understand that has generational negative impacts that impacts the socioeconomic standing of Americans to this day. right? And it's not just that; it's when those impacts are specifically created, right, as a goal to disenfranchise an entire community, right, through the context of the war on drugs, through the context, right, of trying to get and go after Black Americans and over criminalizing Black Americans specifically to disenfranchise them economically, to
Mhm.
prevent them from being able to get employment, to the context of the law, right? Like, for example, Black people and white people, they
Mhm.
engage in the use of the W drug the exact same rate, but Black people are
Really?
criminalized at a 4 times higher likelihood comparative to
Is
white
it? Is
people.
that? Hold on. Is that? Where can I search that up myself? Where can I
Yes,
look at?
yes, you can find that. Yes,
Okay.
that's
Can you
specifically a citation from a study
really?
that
Okay.
specifically
Where?
Black
So,
people, all right, are criminalized at a 4 times higher rate, but yet use W drug the exact same level comparative to white people.
okay. I'm gonna search that up right now because I
Yeah,
do.
and it
That's
will come
that's
up right away.
that's an insane stat.
Yes, that's just one example, right? Let alone everything else we could mention, whether we reference, all right, healthcare disparities, right, and over policing, right, broadly, right. We can specifically reference countless things, educational negative outcomes. There's so many more things.
So there's a. Sorry, I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see a web. Can you tell me what website you used for that? I'm trying to look at it right now. It's just not
Let me find.
because that's an insane stat to me. If that's true, that's an insane stat.
Yeah, if you want to bring something up while I find this, you can.
Um, no, I'm honestly really focused on this. I don't want to like uh, what it some
Yeah,
people call
but
it.
I'm like while I'm looking it up, just so that we're not just sitting here in silence.
Oh, I got you. No, I'm looking at it myself actually right now. Okay, so what I'm seeing percent. Okay, so this is high school that I'm looking at right now. But this is 2020, 2026. So I don't know how accurate this could be now. Um, what was your stat from? Do you remember?
Give me 1 second. Um, I think it was the ACLU.
Okay, I'm looking at. So this is from 2021, and this is from kids in high school in 30 days. So it looks like 1,000. I'm sorry. Do you prefer me using the term African American or like black? Like which? I just wanted to make sure that you're
You
comfortable with
can
whatever.
use either term.
Okay, cool. So it looks like black people here were using. They were at 1,000. Two or more races is 7. Or it looks like 850. American and Indian, American Indian, Alaska Native is about 500, and white is at 300. But again, this is 2020, 2022 in high school, so or 2021 high school. So I don't know about the usage rate now, and especially through adults.
Sorry, what were you just? Can you repeat what you just said? Sorry.
So this is from high school. This is the only graph that I can
Wait,
find.
if you can only find something from high school, that's not going to be representative of the entire
Well,
population.
that's what I'm trying to find because you said ACLU.
Yeah, they have specifically in terms of the arrest rate,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also find usage rate through that as well.
Okay, here
Um,
it is. This fight.
and there's also a American Civil Liberties Union report as well. Those are the
One of
two. I also I'm pretty sure I might have one in my bibliography in my bio. I can go check again. We might have that might be in there already.
I see these facts. I don't. How recent is this study?
This
Not.
was within the past like 6 years or so.
This is in the past 6 years. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
it
it sucks that
was
we do like a study throughout years rather than every year because
yeah,
I
it was
feel
by
like
2020. What's up?
2020.
Yeah, it was 2020 or more recent than that.
Okay. That's insane. It's unfortunate that I'm unable to. Um.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we can make sure to do that later. Like just I literally found it pretty much right away. If you'd like to click on those.
Mhm. I will definitely look into that later. Thank you, Parker.
I can give you specifically one or this is like literally like a yeah I have all the citations here. The ones I cited you are the correct ones.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't mind. Sure, you said ACLU. And
Yeah,
then
and you can find it through another thing that this cites is you could find it through it's normal.org. Look up racial disparity and uh, drug arrests, and it should be on normal.org.
thank you, Parker. I appreciate that. I hope you know that I am not trolling. I am not rage baiting. I'm genuinely curious.
No,
I'm
no, I
very
understand. I understand. That's totally fine.
okay. Cool. Because
Given that
I
this
know
given that this information is accurate, would you still support or I mean, would you still acknowledge that? Or
acknowledge. I'm sorry.
would you then
Like what?
be able to acknowledge that? Sorry, I can't speak.
Like what do you mean? So like if like would I ignore it or would I say this is a real life problem happening today?
Yeah, yeah, essentially.
I would say this is a real life problem happening. I mean, so today would be hard to say again, just because it is like 6 years ago. Like I would like a more updated like statistical study, but saying that it happened 6 years ago, like that, it's a problem, and it could probably still jump to today. It could very well be the same.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good determination. It's not like it's really long ago. It's 6 years.
I know, but a lot can change in 6 years. I feel like at least. Actually, like economically and socially, probably not actually.
Okay.
But
Alrighty.
but yeah, I mean, can you convince me on? You've convinced me on a lot today, but can you convince me again? Abortion. So what is? Why should I support abortion?
Because it's not a person prior to sentience. You don't think it's murder to pull the plug on an individual in your family that's brain dead, right? Because you value sentient life as the basis for valuable life. Sentient life doesn't begin until 20 through 24 weeks, so that's when you should value it.
I honestly I believe that. I don't think that sentience or non-sentience gives a person's value. If you I think that like you should let life take its course. We should not kill or harm any unless your life is in immediate danger. Like I do
So
support
you think
abortion.
it's wrong to pull the plug on an individual in your family that's brain dead?
Uh Depending on the age, yeah, honestly, yeah. I had to be, accurate and
But
consistent with what
they're
I believe
medically
in.
deemed as dead.
Whether they're medically
So
deemed as dead,
do you think people should go to jail for pulling the plug on an individual in their family that's brain dead?
I don't believe people should be going to jail, but I don't believe people who get abortion should be going to jail either. So
Okay, so then you think it should be legal. So you're pro-choice.
no, I don't think abortion should be legal now.
So then people should go to
Oh, well,
jail
okay.
for
So I
getting
think abortion
abortion.
should be legal in certain instances, whereas
Wait,
it's
so if people shouldn't go to jail for getting abortion, then it's effectively legal.
not. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I guess it's a
That's
gray
how the
area.
law works, sir.
I mean, I guess it's a gray. It's a
If there's no
gray
prison,
area.
if there's no punishment for said action, then how could it be deemed as anything other than legal? That's the basis of saying it's legal, is that there's no punishment for engaging in said action.
I mean, I guess it's a gray area. There's things that are frowned upon. I think this would be something that would be frowned upon.
Yeah, that's like, wait, is cheating illegal?
No, cheat. Well, it can adultery. I don't know.
Yes. In like a typical relationship, is it illegal?
No, it's not illegal.
No. But yet is it looked down upon? Yeah, of course.
100%. But
So
it is. It
so
can
just
also go
because something
through.
is looked down upon generally within society does not mean it is illegal. So you
Right.
could
I'm
say
not.
that
I'm
you
not
look
trying to.
down upon abortion, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal,
I'm
right?
not trying to legalize abortion. I'm trying to say abortion should happen in certain instances.
Okay. And I'm saying, should it be legal?
Should be legal in certain instances is what I'm
I
saying.
meant in like in elective circumstances. Oh my God. I have to
Yes.
specify so fucking much. You know what I'm
I'm
asking.
sorry. I'm sorry. You
You
just
know
like,
what I'm
sorry.
asking too. That's the frustrating part.
I'm sorry, Parker.
Yeah, you should be.
I am. I am.
Go ahead now, answer.
Elective standpoint, do I think it should be legal? Yes. The term legal, yes.
Okay. If you think elective, it should be illegal, then do you think someone should go to jail for getting an elective abortion?
No, I didn't. But I didn't say it should be.
So what
Wait,
prevents them from getting an abortion?
What? Okay, so what? Hold on. What did you just say?
If it's not illegal for them to get an abortion, what prevents them from getting an abortion?
I think that we should have restrictions on getting, like, how we have gun laws. Like, not everyone can just buy a fucking gun. Like, that's what I'm saying.
So there's going to be a law that prevents them from getting it in those specific circumstances.
Wow.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like, honestly, yeah.
So if they get it in that circumstance, then they go to jail?
If they get it outside of the circumstance, they should not. I mean, they should get like
Yeah, if they get it in an elective circumstance, should they go to jail?
not go to jail. Maybe get like fined by court or something.
So you think murderers should be fined in a court?
Yeah. Yep.
So instead of going to jail for committing murder now, you just get fined? So if I murder a person, you're saying I should be fined?
I'm sorry. Reiterate your point. I got it.
So if someone just murders someone, they should just be fined. So rich people essentially could just murder illegally.
No, I think, but no, but I think that we can both agree that getting an abortion and murdering someone in broad daylight.
Sir,
is,
I'm asking a question, right? Do you
No.
think? No,
I'm saying no, but I'm giving my deeper reasoning. Don't roll your eyes at me, Parker. What is this?
I just did.
Don't do it. Don't do it again. Okay, that's side eyeing. That's fine. Yes. But I think he's getting calls to nope. Okay, but
You
again,
just did
so
what I told you not to do.
okay,
I told you to clear
was-
display. Clear display
Okay.
right now, buddy.
Okay, I'm doing it, buddy. Okay, so
If it happens
no,
one more time, I'm actually gonna kick you.
I'm surprised you haven't kicked me yet, but I do appreciate this conversation that you and I are having.
Well, don't test my limits.
I'm not going to test it, but again,
I'm
so
literally
I just
hovering disconnect.
Stop, please. I've never said please to anyone in my life, so please don't kick me. But again, so it's again like why? So why should a person just be able to get like you think it's just your body, your choice kind of thing?
I think it should be illegal to get access to an abortion. Of course, it's bodily autonomy. There's no reason to restrict their access to an abortion.
In all circumstances.
When we say all circumstances, after viability, it's just going to be an induction of labor that doesn't lead to the death of the fetus. I think elective abortion is wrong after sentience. I don't think there should be any laws because I think it would restrict people from getting it in situations of exception rather than actually in the situations where I deem it to be immoral. Because really only whenever people only having abortions after 20 or so weeks, right, in situations of medical necessity.
Well, but from my understanding, Trump's policy was to allow that access, not to fully restrict access to every circumstance.
No, it restricts access depending on the state in which you're in. Rape victims have had restricted access to abortion depending on the state in which they're in.
Meaning that even if they were in a medical emergency, so they couldn't get it?
Certain individuals have not been able to get it even in medical emergency because of the fact that the doctor didn't know whether or not they could provide the procedure or not.
Well, that's just terrible doctrine. That's not Trump's.
No, that's a vague law.
I mean, at that point, I feel like you're a terrible doctor. Honestly, at that point.
Yeah, you're just gonna blame all the medical professionals instead of blaming the law. It's terrible law. That's what it is because that problem didn't happen prior.
That law didn't happen prior.
That problem didn't happen prior.
Oh, sorry, no, I was not mocking you. I was genuinely curious to the question. Like
I didn't take it as you were mocking me.
Okay, cool. There's that brain dead girl in Texas, right? Who like definitely should have been. What they kept her alive to have the baby, right? That again, like that.
I'm pretty sure you're talking in Georgia.
Or Georgia. I'm sorry. Again, that's just like bad doctrine. You know what I mean? Like she shouldn't have been forced to, or they kept her alive, right? Like medically.
Yeah, when she was brain dead.
Yeah, that's terrible. Again, that's bad doctrine. That's what I don't agree with. And like, sure, maybe we could upgrade the law.
But you can't just say that people not getting access to abortion in situations in which they need it specifically is going to be due to the doctors in the circumstance, right? It is the law that causes the doctors to operate in that way. You can't just say, oh, it's the doctors. You have to acknowledge the doctors are acting that way because of the law. The doctors did not act that way before the law was that way. Correct?
Sorry, what?
The doctors did not act that way before the law existed that way, right?
I believe. I don't know, actually. I mean, I didn't hear cases about it, so probably not. But, you know, they might not have been mass reported. I think that abortions have become more mainstream over the past years. So
really? Because abortions have become less common, even nominally, right? Over the past 30 years, we've seen decline in abortion while it was legal. And we have only seen it increase since it became illegal.
You think it's become more mainstream since it's become illegal?
Yeah, literally, there's more abortions that have happened since the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Yeah, more
Yeah, you
abortions
did show me
happening
that.
on a
You did
monthly
show me that.
basis now
Yeah,
than
you
there
did show me
was
that.
when Roe
Yeah, you
versus
did
Wade
show
was
me
being
that.
overturned.
So his law just isn't fucking working.
What? Yeah, so
His law.
the law is it's causing people to have restricted access to it in situations in which they need, right? And in situations in which we think they deserve it, right? And then it's not even leading to less abortions overall. So it's failing. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, I get
More
that. Parker,
restrictions and more abortions. It's
Parker, can I
literally
tell you
under your
something?
view the worst of both worlds. Under everyone's view, it's the worst of both worlds.
Parker, can I tell you something that'll make you very happy?
What?
I believe you've educated me enough to believe to be more Democratic side or vote more Democratic now than Republican.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. W's Rudy. Appreciate that,
Thank you,
man.
Parker. I appreciate the conversation.
You as well. You as well. Thank you, man.